The farming of seahorses is an intriguing method that offers a sustainable solution to the ever-increasing demand for these one-of-a-kind marine critters in a variety of contexts, including traditional medicine, aquariums, and other settings. In today's excursion, we will examine the remarkable seahorse farm and gain an understanding of the significant role that seahorse farms play in both conservation and trade. The scientific name for seahorses is hippocampus, which literally translates to bent horse in Greek. Seahorses are interesting creatures that have a history that is just as intriguing as their appearance. The name of these little bony fish comes from their horse-like shape, which allows them to blend in perfectly with their seagrass and coral reef habitats. There are approximately 46 species of these fish available. In contrast to other fish, seahorses swim in a vertical direction, smoothly gliding in their distinctive plates that resemble armor. These ambush predators do not pursue their prey. Rather, they wait calmly and use their long, trumpet-like snouts to snare their prey. Due to the absence of a stomach, they need to consume up to 3,000 crustaceans per day in order to maintain their energy levels. That is one of their most remarkable characteristics. There are very few male seahorses in the animal realm that are capable of carrying and giving birth to their young. In spite of the fact that they are monogamous by nature, seahorses remain faithful to a single spouse throughout the entire mating season. This is the most elegant peculiarity that nature has to offer. It is primarily for the purpose of supplying the market for traditional medicine and generating medical items that seahorses are being raised on huge farms in China, Hawaii, and several Southeast Asian countries. In order to ensure that the breeding process is carried out in a scientific manner, seahorse pairings that are intended for reproduction are carefully selected. From the moment they are born, the juveniles are moved to separate tanks that are equipped with specific care settings. Typically, seahorse farms are outfitted with specialized tanks that are partitioned into a number of distinct zones. To create an environment that is similar to the seahorse's native habitat, the temperature and salinity of each tank are meticulously regulated. A salt level of between 30 and 35 parts per thousand is maintained in the water, and the temperature of the water is kept at approximately 25 to 28 degrees Celsius, for the purpose of preserving the water's purity and ensuring that the seahorses have access to oxygen on a continual basis. The tanks are outfitted with sophisticated aeration and water filtration systems. In contrast to individuals of other species of fish, male seahorses are the ones who are responsible for incubating and giving birth to the young. A specialized organ known as a brood pouch is found on the abdomen of male seahorses. This organ performs tasks that are comparable to those of a female's womb at the same time. The male seahorse is responsible for attracting the eggs that are laid by the female seahorse into his pouch. This is the location where fertilization and embryo development take place. Following the completion of the incubation period, which normally takes many weeks, the male will then give birth. When the moment is right, the male seahorse will release hundreds of baby seahorses into the ocean when they are still quite young. Approximately 2,000 baby seahorses can be brought into the world with each birth. Some figures, on the other hand, indicate that only around 5 out of every 1,000 seahorse offspring are able to survive, as the majority of them are killed by other fish and predators. In addition, contemporary farms make use of sophisticated monitoring technologies, which could include cameras and sensors, in order to continuously check the seahorse's physiological state. Continuous monitoring of environmental parameters, including temperature, pH, oxygen levels, and other aspects, is carried out around the clock in order to provide the best possible living conditions and identify potential problems at an early stage. The raising of seahorses calls for the application of extremely specific methods. In addition to plankton, they consume artemia, which is a tiny crustacean that is abundant in nutrients. When it comes to providing food on a continual basis, farms typically use sophisticated pumping systems 3 to 4 times per day. Every day, an adult seahorse can consume anywhere from 50 to 100 artemias. Seahorses are normally farmed for a period of around 6 to 12 months, beginning with the egg stage and ending with the commercial harvest. When they are ripe, seahorses are harvested according to the use for which they were intended. Dried seahorses have become an extremely valuable commodity in traditional medicine, particularly in China, where they are regarded as a priceless medicinal element with amazing healing capabilities. Their value has increased significantly in recent years. The traditional Chinese medical system holds the belief that seahorses can improve renal function, stimulate the immune system, and treat male health issues. Seahorses are also considered to enhance vitality. Prices for dried seahorses can range anywhere from $500 to $1,500 per kilogram, depending on the type and quality of the seahorse. This indicates that the value of dried seahorses is extremely high. Higher prices are charged for seahorses that are larger, complete, and have bright colors. A number of Southeast Asian countries, including Singapore and Malaysia, as well as China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, continue to be the most important consumer markets. It is common practice to prepare dried seahorses by heating them in soup, which is a method that is both popular and quick. The dried seahorses are first soaked in warm water to soften them, and then they are cooked with other nutritious ingredients, including as ginseng, mushrooms, red dates, and traditional herbs. This process is repeated until the seahorses are completely soft. Beyond their unique biological features, seahorses also play a critical role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems. By feeding on small crustaceans and larvae, they help regulate the population of certain species, indirectly influencing the health of coral reefs and seagrass beds. Therefore, farming them not only fulfills market demands, but also reduces pressure on wild populations, contributing to ocean conservation efforts in an era where biodiversity is under threat. What makes seahorse farming particularly complex is their extreme sensitivity to environmental stress. Seahorses are known for being delicate creatures that respond poorly to changes in temperature, salinity, or even light exposure. As a result, farms must employ highly trained staff and maintain rigorous tank management procedures. Regular cleaning, stable light cycles, and precise feeding schedules are necessary to reduce mortality rates and ensure the seahorses can thrive in captivity. Interestingly, researchers and breeders have developed hybrid strains of seahorses that are more resilient to disease and better adapted to life in aquariums. These selectively bred variants are not only hardier but also exhibit more vivid colorations, which make them even more desirable for ornamental use. The cultivation of such hybrids has opened up new revenue streams for breeders, especially in the high-end aquarium market, where rare and visually striking specimens are in high demand. In some farms, artificial intelligence is being used to further streamline the process. AI systems analyze real-time data from sensors and cameras to identify early signs of stress or illness in seahorses. Algorithms can predict outbreaks of disease or system malfunctions before they become catastrophic, allowing farmers to take preventative measures. This use of smart technology enhances efficiency and minimizes losses, proving especially valuable in large-scale operations. Seahorse farming also presents opportunities for ecotourism. In countries like Vietnam and the Philippines, some farms have opened their doors to visitors interested in marine life and sustainable aquaculture. Tourists can observe the delicate breeding process, interact with marine biologists, and even adopt a seahorse to support conservation efforts. These programs not only raise awareness, but also generate additional income to maintain and improve farming facilities. In addition, seahorse farming has become a tool for empowering coastal communities. By offering training in marine aquaculture, governments and NGOs have enabled local fishermen to transition from overfishing practices to more sustainable livelihoods. Seahorse farming, with its relatively small spatial footprint, provides a viable economic alternative, especially in regions where marine resources are dwindling and job opportunities are limited. As global climate change impacts wild seahorse habitats, farms also play an important role in preserving genetic diversity. Breeding programs are often designed in collaboration with marine conservation organizations to ensure that a wide range of seahorse species is maintained. Some farms even participate in species reintroduction efforts, where captive-bred seahorses are released back into restored reef areas, supporting ecosystem recovery. Moreover, dried seahorses aren't the only products derived from these creatures. In recent years, researchers have begun extracting collagen from seahorse tissue for use in cosmetics and skincare. Early studies suggest that certain compounds found in seahorses may possess anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, making them valuable in pharmaceutical development as well. These discoveries hint at even broader applications for farmed seahorses beyond traditional medicine. To maintain ethical standards, many farms are now subject to certification programs. These programs evaluate the sustainability, animal welfare, and environmental impact of farming practices. Certification from reputable organizations helps ensure that the seahorses are raised under humane conditions and not harvested illegally from the wild, which remains a problem in some regions. As consumer awareness increases, certified farms are gaining a competitive edge in both domestic and international markets. Finally, there's a growing global dialogue about regulating seahorse trade through international treaties like CITES. While wild-caught seahorses are under strict trade controls, farmed specimens may be exempt under certain conditions. Therefore, maintaining transparency in the source and treatment of farmed seahorses is essential. By combining innovation with regulation, the seahorse farming industry is steadily transforming into a model for sustainable aquaculture in the 21st century.